You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, this is kind of interesting because you've got a situation where, in case you do not remember this, Seattle refused to close their schools for the Super Bowl parade, right? Something that Philadelphia did, Kansas City did, other places have done. So, of course, your family can get together, go celebrate the city's Super Bowl win. Seattle said, nah. Well, the Pittsburgh Steelers said, you know what we'll do? We'll close the schools for the draft. Now, there is one addendum. They got to do remote learning. Ugh. I mean, that gives you flashbacks to 2020, does it not? But I saw this and I just laughed. I was like, now that's a football city right there. That's a football city. Now, obviously, there's one massive reason this is happening too, right? The influx of fans from all over, all right, for the NFL draft. Because we all know, I'd love to go to the draft. To be honest with you, if you said, hey, Rhodes, would you rather go to the draft or go to watch the Super Bowl? I'd be like, I want to go to the draft. You know, just because the Super Bowl's become so corporate, blah, blah, blah. I just think it'd be a hell of an experience. You see all kinds of different players, the best players from around college football all in one place. I'd like to check that out. That seems like more of my kind of event. So this is over at WTAE.com. I assume this is, okay, ABC4. There we go. An actual TV station. So Pittsburgh Public Schools issued a release Tuesday saying staff and families have been notified of important schedule changes as the NFL draft inches closer to Western Pennsylvania. The district said schools will transition to remote teaching and learning April 22nd through the 24th of 2026. Now, I've got to be honest. I don't know if that means, does that mean they can go at their own pace? I don't know. All right. So in other words, you get a week's worth of schoolwork and you can work on it at night or whatever. I don't know. The district says transition to remote learning comes ahead of, quote, significant increased visitors expected across the region during the 2026 draft. So there we go. They're fixing to get a lot of people in town. It's going to get crazy. It's going to get nuts. Quote, we know it's not ideal, but it is a reality of a city hosting a big event where we're expecting 500,000 to 700,000 visitors into our city. It will completely create sort of an exciting time, but also challenging times when we think about accessibility, transportation, and safety. Superintendent Wayne Walters said Wednesday, each student will have a daily homeroom section in Schoology where they should log in and respond to the discussion prompt between 10 a.m. and noon on the impacted days. Logging in during the designated time window will ensure students are marked present for the day and can access their assignments and instructions from teachers. Man, that's cool. That's cool. Parents like Jaslyn Worthy expressed support for the district's decision to switch to remote learning, noting the potential confusion and challenges of navigating public transportation with the influx of visitors. Quote, I'm actually happy that the district decided to do remote learning. Parent Valerie Webb Allman, on the other hand, voiced concerns. Quote, one day here and there for a snow day is one thing, but 3 days in a row, that's a big gap that we don't have a lot of time, and we're not going to be making up any of that time. Well, we're the first to communicate publicly, but we anticipate many other schools in the area will be doing similar things. While Pittsburgh Public Schools have announced their plans, other schools like the Ellis School in Winchester Thurston III have indicated they plan to continue regular schedules during the draft. So that makes me wonder, oh, wow. And that will coincide with the first week of spring testing. Yikes. Yikes. How about that? So I'm assuming these other two schools are. Look, I'm in Texas, so I don't know. So I'm assuming those are probably private schooling institutions or something. Is one of them a school for troubled youth? I mean, I don't know. Like we got private schools here. We got some schools for kids that don't learn good. You know, you know what I mean. The Derek Zoolander of schools. We got one of those here, and we've also got just we've got church schools that are in churches here. Anyway, you get my point. We got a ton of different options. If it was up to your boy at home, I'm past having school age kids, but I'm a big proponent of homeschooling now. I didn't used to be at all, but that was before everybody lost their minds. And look, there's a lot of good teachers out there. There's also a lot of fucking kooks out there that are nutcases. So, I mean, we're seeing that over and over and over again. We got a serious pandemic when it comes to teachers doing naughty things around students. I don't know what that deal is. You might be like, damn, this took a turn. I'm just saying, it's facts. I like a good football city. And the Steelers, good football city. I've said before, my child's mother and my child are both lifelong Pittsburgh Steelers fans. They're one of those teams. We're here in Texas, and they're from here in Texas. But they're Steelers fans, just like Raiders fans travel, Niners fans travel, Packers fans travel, and obviously the Cowboys are here. I venture to say that in my neck of the woods, there's more Steelers fans than Texans fans. And I'm not sure it's even close, to be honest with you. It's one of the reasons I like to talk about Steelers on here, because I get to hear about the bitching when it's not going well. That's pretty wild. Let's close the schools. Why? The NFL draft is coming. I believe they have pick number 21. So the question is going to be, is that Ty Simpson? Are the Steelers about to take a quarterback at 21? I believe they got 21. If not, guard is going to be a consideration probably for the Steelers. And what else? Probably maybe defensive line would be a consideration there. Look, I think they need weapons. I'd take a wide receiver. Like if Denzel Boston was sitting there, shit, that'd be my pick. I'd sprint to the podium to take a wide receiver like that. And then you'd got DK, you got Pittman, and you'd have Boston. Or Omar Cooper, I would consider it 21 out of Indiana. Then you got some. Aaron Rodgers comes back, shit, look out. Bengals, Ravens, you want to shoot out? Let's effing go. We'll shoot it out. With Mike McCarthy's offense, he'll throw the damn ball. He don't give a damn. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.